As regards Israel, the first legal consequence is the obligation of cessation of what is wrongful under Article 30 of Articles 2001 of the ILC on the state responsibility for international wrongful acts. The state responsible for a wrongful act is under obligation to put an end to it if that act continues. An examination of the situation in occupied Palestinian territory reveals continuous violations of international law to which Israel must put an end. These violations relate, as we've seen, to the people's right to self-determination on international humanitarian law and international human rights law applicable to the situation in occupied Palestinian territories. Are notably concerned the transfer of Israeli population as part of the illegal settlement policy conducted by Israel and the discriminatory or restrictive measures of certain rights and freedoms of the Palestinian population in the occupied territories. This obligation must be called with even greater force that in the context of the current tensions, the settlement policy is doubled with an increase of violence committed against Palestinians in the West Bank. The second legal consequence stemming from a violation of international law is reparation as part of the current request for an advisory opinion. France considers this reparation obligation extends to all damage caused to the Palestinian population resulting from Israel's policies and practices that don't comply with international law. As regards violations of the Palestinian people as a whole, collective or symbolic forms of reparation should be considered. Lastly, in respect of satisfaction, Israel would be required to conduct investigations and prosecute, where appropriate, persons responsible for serious violations of international humanitarian law and international human rights law committed in the occupied Palestinian territories.